I think the future of paid media is 100% creative. For our brand, we obviously, I think the thing that really shot us into the stratosphere is when we upped our creative game.
What do you think would made the biggest impact in terms of your sales online, e-commerce wise? Would you say these videos and the creatives, that sort of thing, optimizing your website, maybe just some regular Google ads, PPC? What's the thing that you think makes the biggest impact?
Historically, I was very organic focused, and we've primarily been paid media focused with this brand. I think the future of paid media is 100% creative. The intricacies of the platforms are no longer like what they were before. It's a lot more streamlined. But for our brand, we obviously, I think the thing that really shot us into the stratosphere is when we upped our creative game. You can have good scrappy creative and produce lots of sales. The whole thing is iterative at the end of the day. We are constantly doing conversion rate optimization tests. There's like probably 6 or 7 different split tests happening like right now. Just like YouTube, it's like you need to figure out what buckets have the most leverage. Continue testing things for each of those buckets, whether that's your attribution, your conversion rate optimization, your media mix, whatever those things are. But like figuring out, getting a hypothesis and testing it, doing that in concert is the only way you get like from 5 million to 50 million in a matter of years without taking capital.
So you're saying it was the creative of the videos specifically?
Yeah, like the create. I mean, I'm going to say like that was a huge catalyst for our growth. At the end of the day, like the difference between a 50 or like $100 million company versus like $1 million company is that you can't have one person pulling all the levers. You have to be identifying all the different levers of the business and incrementally improving each of them in order to, in concert, so that like we continue to grow in retail and get more stores. And then we also sell through in those stores. But then when we send people to our website, we need to make sure that we're going to be profitable. So we need to have the page optimized so that the average order value is high enough to justify the spend. Like,
right.
I hate to say that there's 100 different things, but if I was a small business starting over again, the 2 things that I would focus on from an e-commerce perspective are 3 things. I'll say it's the creative that you're putting out there, whether it's organic or paid, the conversion rate optimization and making sure that your average order value and your lifetime value is as high as physically possible. And then the 3rd thing is like the overall customer experience, because if you sell somebody something and then getting the product, paying for random duty you weren't anticipating, or, it comes in a crumpled up package, like making sure that the customer experience is nailed, that feeds back into that lifetime value. And like, if I could focus on, if I was to restart from scratch, those would be the 3 things that I would put my eggs in. Actually, I bought this wallet from what I thought was like this cool website. There's a button, the cards stick up, and it was from like 2016 packet mail from China. And there was like no instructions in it. Like there was like some threads hanging off the side of what I thought was carbon fiber.
I've had stuff like that, yeah.
And I was like, man, that sucks. I'm not going to tell anybody to buy this. I'm not a jerk, but I'm like,
yeah, I've had that experience.
We're talking about marketing this whole time. Word of mouth is still the number 1 Trump factor. If you can't, I love that you just said that. And if I could just quickly build off of something you just said, when it comes to identifying different buckets of content that you're creating, whether it's YouTube or something else, a lot of businesses don't always recognize that you might have bucket ABC that is generating all your views or the majority of your views. You might have bucket XYZ that's getting all your new subscribers. And then you might have a 3rd bucket that's actually generating the bulk of your sales.
Yes.
The bucket that's generating the bulk of your sales might not be the most successful content, but that's where your most loyal viewers are. I love how you describe that, because there is a lot to take into account. There's a lot.
Yeah. And what you just said, like, man, this is one thing that I'm totally going on a tangent here, but like attribution platforms, everybody's hearing about like Alex Becker just got paid like $100 million.